Hi there, welcome to VSF Recovery Team. Well, done with my day job. Time to start working on the wrecker, at least for a few hours. So we're gonna start putting this transfer case back together now. I got the gaskets from the parts store, and I'm gonna replace this seal. Looks like that one will drive it out. There we go. Now for the new one, this is a double lip seal because it seals this side and this side. There we go. Now, find our gasket. How you doing on the Christmas tree? You getting it decorated?
Yep. What do you mean?
Looks like there's our gasket right there. Want to make sure that we put the little notch right there down. That's so the oil can drain back into the transfer case. And we'll put a little lube on the seal here so we don't rip it when we slide it on. A lot of people put sealer on the gasket. It was just a gasket when it was built in the factory. As long as all your parts are good, I don't see the need to put extra sealant on there. Just snug them up. And there is a torque spec for those bolts. I suppose we should do that. I think you missed a spot.
Where? At the tree.
So the GM manual does say to put sealant on these bolts. So we'll take each one back out and we'll put a little sealant on them. Now it does say to torque these to 20 foot-pounds.
Did you ask permission?
To use your ratchet.
You're making it all dirty.
Okay, that's installed. Now, we got to put our output together. But before we can put the output into the case, we got to put the needle bearings in there. Remember there's a support bearing in there? Remember they go in here to support the other end of the input shaft?
No, you can't climb the ladder.
To assemble this bearing, we need some grease, or in this case we're using Sil Glide. And we coat the needle, each needle, set it down into place. And the grease is supposed to hold the needles in place while we assemble the other pieces. The thrust washer and the retaining ring. And if you do it correctly, they all just barely fit. Vertical, side by side, all the way around the outside, all 15 of them. Then, the thrust washer goes in, and if they're all down where they're supposed to be, you should be able to feel the groove for the snap ring, or retaining ring. You should be able to push the retaining ring down into its groove. Make sure it's all the way down against the washer and in its groove. And that bearing's assembled. Now at this point, some people like to assemble that shaft into the rear output housing but I like to have the transfer case up like this and slide it down by itself. It's a little easier to line up the gears that way. There we go. Now we can find that gasket. That looks like the one.
If she gets to order stuff from Yankum, I get to order stuff from Yankum.
Oh yeah?
Who said that?
Elsa needs a Yankum leash and...
Do they got the Yankum leashes?
Yes.
Yes, they have Yankum dog leashes. There's the right gasket. Now, I'm going to lube this needle bearing a little bit. The grease will get washed out by the 80-90 weight eventually, but we want to make sure that it has some initial lubrication. Line up our gasket. And a little sealer on our bolts again. And we'll snug those up. Yes, there's a torque spec for them too.
I looked up the weather because it sounds nasty out there.
Yeah, that wind is blowing pretty bad.
Right now it's snowing heavily. It is 33 degrees, temperature's dropping.
It was raining earlier.
And we're supposed to get 5.9 inches of snow within the next 24 hours.
Oh,
And the wind is gusting at 20 miles an hour.
wow. Suppose we better bring the plow truck in tonight when we're done.
I think so.
Now we'll put our speedometer drive gear in, and we can put our speedometer drive in. Another common place for oil seepage that often gets overlooked is inside this little piece here, there's an O-ring that seals on the shaft of the speedometer drive. And if it's missing, wore out, gone, whatever, you can grab a O-ring kit, find the one that just fits over the shaft, and put it in the groove. Now we'll install our speedometer drive shaft here, and a little sealant on the threads again. And we can put that in now. I don't think there's a torque spec for this. You just want it tight. So our next step would be our output bearing. It's a little bit of an interference fit. Not a real press fit, just interference. There we go. So what do you got going on here?
Well, this is my little automotive Christmas. You know, Santa's on a tractor hauling stuff. And as you can see, they blow smoke. Santa's in a train. And a semi.
That's cute.
So, my little scene.
Well, would you look at this? While I was cleaning up the gasket surface on this and getting ready to replace the seal on this output bearing cover, I noticed that this one is cracked. Look at that. All the way around that bolt hole. Good thing we brought our parts transfer case up. There we go. And it's gonna need a new seal. Which we were gonna do anyway. Yep. Want to be very careful when you polish off gaskets off aluminum, not to take any aluminum away. All right, this one actually has a shoulder that the seal can get pounded all the way down to, but a little trick, if you have a groove or in your yoke, you can put the seal in a little shallower or not quite as deep, and it'll ride in a different spot on the yoke. Seal up a little bit better if there's a little groove in there. But if you do that, you want to make sure that it's still straight. So we're going to use a big one to make sure that it's just driven in. Right to the top of the lip. Okay, which gasket for this one? That does not look right. How many bolt holes we have there? 5?
Yes.
So not that one, not that one, not that one, not that one. Maybe this one. Nope. Oh, look at that.
Yes.
There it is. And we want to make sure that this notch is down, even though there's not a drain back hole there. That's where the bolt holes line up properly. And again, a little sealer on the bolts. Getting kind of low on that.
Aren't you at the parcel like every day?
Got to remember to get it when we're at the parts store. Didn't know I was this slow.
Puppy wants my attention. No? You're not gonna bring it to me?
She hobbled herself.
You hobbled yourself. Bring it to mom and I'll help you. No? No? Why do you keep making yourself?
All right, now we can put our yoke on, final piece. Don't forget though, that on the end of this shaft, there's a rubber seal that seals the oil from coming through the splines. A little bit of lubrication for our seal. In addition to that rubber washer in there, I like to put a little anaerobic sealer on each side of the washer. Anaerobic sealer squeezes out very, very thin, so it doesn't affect any tolerances and only dries under extreme compression. Okay, 150 foot-pounds on this, and then we're done. There we go. Of course, we have to put fluid in it after we get it back in the truck. But it's getting late. I think we're done for the night. Nasty weather outside. Everything's covered nice. I think we're gonna bring the plow truck in. Might even bring the top kick in.
Yep.
everything's covered in ice. Couldn't hardly see, forward or backward. All right, well, we're in the house now. Everything is covered in ice out there. I don't know what it's going to be like in the morning, but I'm supposed to go to work. Thanks for watching, BSF Recovery Team. Keep wheeling, be safe out there. Maybe we'll see you in the woods. Hey, you know what I forgot to do last night? I bet you're dying to see if the noise is gone. Well, you know what? So am I. Let's check it out. Some stuff moved here. And shift back into neutral. There we go, just like it was before. Now, let's see if the noise is gone. I don't hear it. I think we're good.